Now, you had mentioned that it was the Funks who had said that maybe you were a little bit too small, 5'10",
Yeah,
which that's nothing in wrestling today. Most guys are that size, smaller, larger. It all varies. But back then, I know that was a big thing, was your size. I know that
yeah.
Bill Watts was a guy who was like a really kind of all about size, but Bill didn't mind your size as long as you were going to be working these long,
Well,
kind of intricate matches.
here's what happened when I got that boot. That boot was like 2 inch sole, so they had to put a sole on the inside to match it so it wouldn't kill my back. I had to get used to wearing them heavier boots. But I swear, the one time I always appreciate this. Remember the big cat Ernie Ladd, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I went out one time. I might have been working with Jake. Went about 30 minutes, and we just blew. We had a hell of a match. You know what I mean? And I come back, and the guys, remember Kamala and James and those guys, they used to rib me all the time. Said, "Man, you didn't get over, you little midget. You ain't never gonna draw no money, you little midget." Jack with me all the time. And I already heard him saying that to me, messing around. When I come back, he goes, "Hey, you see that guy right there? When he puts that boot on, he's 6 foot, any man's world." So I appreciate Ernie saying that about me, to them guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to get ribbed all the time for being short. I'm gonna take this thing off, brother. The only
Yeah,
guy that
man.
unmasked me is on the snake pit, Jake Roberts. He
There we
unmasked
go.
my ass.
Put it back on.
Put it back on. I knew you were gonna say that.
There it is, the official unmasking of the grappler here on the
Yeah,
snake
on the
pit.
snake pit, baby.
Now,
Yeah.
Jake, you're going to bat for the grappler, and obviously you'd had some experience with him, there in Mid-South on your way here to Charlotte. You're from the old school, obviously your father was a giant of a man. You're a huge man yourself. What did you think about getting in there and working with, selling for a smaller guy at the time in Len?
Well, pretty easy if you just get there and work with the guy. He fixes. And, the height doesn't matter.
Jake knows how to work with anyone. Whatever the Andre the Giant to the mid, he can work with little Tokyo the midget, the wrestling midget. I mean, he just finds when it's time for heat, he knows what the midget might do or who got what I might do to his vulnerability. And the other time he just shines. He knows how to work with anyone. But Jake Roberts can work with a broom, dude. I guarantee you.
I've done it, but the broom beat me.
Yeah, I know. He told me before. That's what made me think of. I know he can the broom go over and it still pop.
Yep. Fuck me.
Incredible. And Len, I'll ask you, as a smaller man, what is the trick? If you're going to be a heel as a man that's 5'10", what's the trick? How do you
Well,
get it
brother,
over?
here was my deal. Okay, I had just okay. I tell this on my one-man show. I go, people ask me why I wear a mask. Okay, and the reason was I was so good looking when I went to the ring, you couldn't keep the girls from throwing their bra and panties in there. I said, no, I made all that up. The truth is this: I got a plain face. I ain't ugly enough to scare nobody, and good looking enough to draw no women. So I can wrestle good and talk good on TV, and had all the high spots down, all the storylines and all that. But I needed a character. When they put the mask on me, all right, they gave me a character. They gave me that boot for a weapon, and that made the whole storyline. You could be. One time, this is a true story. One time we were working a 6-man tag in a spot show. It's me and Orton Jr. and I forget who else against. I remember Orndorff, Junkyard Dog, and Andre the Giant in a spot show for Watts. It was, high school. It was just boom. Andre's in for the 2-week tour around the territory, and so we did high spots, flew all over to start the match, and then of course, we're thinking, well, Orndorff will get heat on him. So I nailed Orndorff, he nailed me back. I headbutt me back. I kicked him in the nuts, he kicked me back, and he wouldn't sell nothing. I said, tag dog. He tagged dog. Dog's doing the same thing. He ain't selling anything. Finally, Andre goes, tag me. I swear it's a true story. They tagged him in. He goes, bat me in the corner when the referee parts us, load boot, and kick me. I kicked him in the gut. He took 3 steps out and went, and dropped on his face. The crowd got silent. Dude, we got heat on Andre for the hot tag. Can you believe that? And when he went to the back, the Junkyard Dog and Orndorff, they heard, believe me, Andre chewed their ass out. You ignorant prima donna Marks. Yeah. We had to get the heat on the Giant. What's wrong with you idiots? But that's what that's what made the That's what it was like, because you just learn how to tell. Like the question, what was the question you asked me? I went to talking about that story.
It's how you get yourself over as a guy who's not a huge heel.
Well, like I'm saying, with that, you have a gimmick, or you have something that will make you stand out. Like I had the loaded boot. When I went to that loaded boot, you can ask Jake. I almost got shot in New Orleans over there. Take a guy down to a 357 Magnum at ringside. Cops saved my life over that boot. It wasn't because I was a big tough son. I was a cheater. But there's the thing. You don't get over unless a babyface can get you over it, and they know how to sell right. You know what I mean? And Jake had that quality. He knew that. You know what I mean? He knew that if he's going to beat somebody, whatever he's doing, he had to make it look like an opponent, not go out there and just smash the guy and then go home. You know what I mean?